Right, so welcome back to My Team Career Mode. Now today, we are heading to the only American F1 track that is actually good. It is, of course, Texas. Right, so these are how the standings look. Now, I have worked it out, and I could be wrong, but I believe if we outscore Mercedes by 13 points this weekend, or I think 14 points actually, we will be crowned World Constructors Champions for the very first time. So that's the aim. Outscore Mercedes by 14. Let's head to Texas and tackle some quali. Now, a couple things. Number one, this is a sprint weekend, so qualifying is of course important, but it is actually, I'm allowed to have a bit of a stinker because I can always come back in the sprint race. And the second thing, I'm extremely ill. Like, I can barely get a sentence out without violently coughing, so that's going to be fun. Anyway, hot lap number one. As always, we use this as a bit of a learning lap. Try and, understand exactly where to brake. Like that, for example. Now I know for next lap, go a bit easier on throttle. And we go from there. So through this first sector, it's mainly ripped off Silverstone, but that doesn't take it away from being a very lovely set of corners. I actually have to manually downshift through that corner because the game won't do it for me, which is really cringe, but we move. Sector 1 was actually not bad, apart from obviously turn 1 where I had that big oversteer. I'm going to brake a bit early through here, just, so I don't go off. Now I know I can brake a bit later next time, that's all good. DRS enabled. What kinds of speed am I going to be pulling today? 336, 340 is quite low, I'm going to be honest. Anyway, through Sector 2, it's going to be 4 tenths up on Ocon, which might sound like a lot, but that doesn't actually mean anything. Because the Alfa Romeo is so far behind, the top sort of 6 cars. So I'm predicting I'm going to be P14. Shocking, I know. Anyway, round the final corner. Try and get a decent enough exit. That wasn't bad. And, oh, I didn't know that. Honestly, I didn't think I'd get P14. What an absolute shocker. Incredible. Really. Insane. Right, so that's P14 for me after the first run. But I would say there is a minimum of half a second left in that lap. So let's bolt on some new tyres and go again. Right, hot lap number 2. Let's see if I can put what went wrong in my first lap, learn from that and put it to good use. Let's see. Although I'm already down going into the first corner. That's great. Bit early on the brakes, but if I can just get a decent exit like that, you can see the time gain already. Straight up to nearly 4 tenths of a second. Now through Sector 1, just need to keep it stable. Gone a bit wide. Gone very wide. Oh, it's a disaster. Just barely holding on through Sector 1. It's a pretty poor Sector 1, I ain't gonna lie. That was horrible. And I've braked way too late there. It's not looking good so far, although I have managed to find 2 tenths by doing that. I'm not sure how that works, to be fair. And I am going to get a bit of a minor slipstream going down the back straight here. Not much, but a couple of kilometers, I'd say. Way later on the brakes than my first run, and we can get away with that. Oh, I've lost the rear, though. I've still gained time, but just keep it on the road. Oh no, it's all going wrong. I can't keep it clean. There you go, that was clean. 8 tenths up, that's barely even a top 10, I think. Round the final couple corners, proper swinger in there. Late braking into the final corner, decent exit, nice. It's almost a second found, but I don't think that's going to get me anywhere. What? Wait, what? Wait, what?
Qualifying complete. Let's review our top 3 today.
Wait, what? Really?
For now, then.
Oh, you lot stink, all these other drivers rock. That lap was horrible from me. I could have gone at least half a second quicker than that, maybe even more. I basically late braked and went off in every single hard braking zone and also went wide through the first sector. And I still, you know what? At this point, we've already secured the Drivers' Championship. We're on our way to win the Constructors. I'm not even going to question things like this anymore. But this is actually crucial, though, because when we look at the standings, you can see 163 points. Like I said, we need to outscore Mercedes by 14 points after this weekend. In fact, it might actually be less than that. We could honestly seal the Constructors today very easily. All we need to do is beat Mercedes, and I think that is it. And on the starting grid, P1 and P3. Tsunoda, though, 3 milliseconds away, or 4 milliseconds away from P2. That hurts, but we have a sprint race ahead of us. Tsunoda can claw back to P2. I believe in him. We can secure, I don't even know at this point, what, maybe a 1-3 in the Drivers' Championship. I mean, he's only 6 points off George Russell. So after this race, who knows? Anyway, onto the sprint. And oh my goodness, the sprint race here in Texas is pissing it down. And I genuinely believe this is the first wet session that we have had this entire season. I think it's the first, quali, sprints, races. I think this is the first wet session. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Now, what's doubly interesting is that my engineer and the strategy team is actually saying that I should run on medium tyres. If I edit the strategy and I go onto inters, I'm not even allowed to switch to inters. I'm forced to drive on the mediums. Now, that is very interesting. So what I'm actually going to do... Oh, never mind. I was going to up my downforce because that's what you usually do in the wet, but my downforce is already pretty high. So I'm actually going to lower it a bit. And yeah, I'm ready to go for this Texas sprint race. Let's cook. This is very interesting. This wet conditions, dry tyres. We need a good start as always. And oh, it's very tentative on the line. What I am going to do is I'm going to cover off the Red Bull behind. Yuki Tsunoda round the outside. He's going to try and collide with me for some reason. And I don't know what the grip limits are. I seem to have it, though. That was the worst start in the history of this game. Bottom line is, I'm P1, Tsunoda's up to P2, with what I must say was an incredible start. I mean, me and Tsunoda were just gone. That's going to make for a great little thumbnail, that. Thank you. And now, I know this might sound like a very silly thing to do, and in hindsight, it genuinely is. I'm going to let Tsunoda by. Now, the reason I'm doing this is quite simply, I am better at defending, so I can hold off everyone else, and Tsunoda needs the extra points to catch up in the Drivers' Championship, because like I said, we've already sealed the drivers, so I'm going to try and help out my teammate a little bit in this situation. So Tsunoda, go on son, get out of here. Oh wow, the braking is very tricky. I mean, after all, we are using medium tyres in, as you can see, quite wet conditions. And I'm actually wondering, if I was to pit right now and go onto the inters, would it be faster? But I actually don't think it would be. I mean, obviously it's very slippy, and the grip is like nowhere, but it's drivable. And I don't understand how that works. Right, Tsunoda's come to cook this weekend. He is extending his gap, but all my job is, in fact, that's a good thing. Tsunoda, get out of here. What my job is to simply keep everyone else behind, and that's it. This not only secures Tsunoda 2 extra points over everyone else, maybe even some more, because at the moment, the Mercedes drivers are actually in, like, P3 and God knows where else. This, of course, also means for the Grand Prix, we will start 1 and 2. So this is big. Alright, fastest lap for me on lap 3 of this sprint race. And honestly, the gaps have stayed really the same. I've caught Tsunoda a lot. Gap's gone from like a second to 0.7. But we're all sort of vibing right now, and I don't even think DRS is going to be enabled because obviously it's wet. Although I didn't actually see at the top there if it did. We'll wait and see. Right, look at that. DRS is actually enabled. I must just be blind. And that's actually big. That means that I can sort of not only pull away from Mercedes, but keep up with my teammate and truly secure this 1-2 as I've killed my teammate. Alright, so Tsunoda, we've got a bit of a problem here. I am going to be faster than you going down this straight. I don't really want to overtake you though, so I'm just going to go around here and, yeah, you just vibe, mate. No, yeah, go. My goodness, Tsunoda, your exits are horrible, I can't lie. Funny thing is, I'm kind of holding back as well. Not so much the actual driving itself, but the fact that I've not even touched my ERS basically this whole race, because I don't really need to. But here comes George Russell. I don't think he's going to cause much of a threat. I am just going to go to the inside a little bit just to cover him off, and that's about it. Simple as that. And we move. But yeah, I've got a good, like, extra half a second a lap in me. I'm just not using it because I don't need to. Very strange situation. However, as you can see, the Mercedes of Russell, and in fact everyone else, Piastri, Sainz, everyone, are starting to catch up really quickly. So, you know, Tsunoda, you got to step it up a little bit, mate, these final couple laps. Come on, get a move on, son. You ain't got all fucking day. Alright, final lap of this race. Come on, Tsunoda, we can do this. I mean, I should be able to hold back from Russell, even if he catches up a lot. Just because it's quite difficult to overtake in the wet in general. Plus, my exits just seem really strong compared to everyone else. But I mean, as you can see, I've already cleared Russell by 8/10 throughout this first sector, although I'm really weak through that corner and this corner coming up. But everywhere else, I seem to have the upper hand. And now, honestly, I probably could use DRS here and get Tsunoda. And that would be really, really, like, funny, but I don't think I can bring myself to do that. But look how easy it is. Well, actually, you know what? Fair enough, Tsunoda. You got a bit of straight line speed there, but, like, I mean, like, look, he's actually going to go on the defensive. Fair enough, Tsunoda. And he's going to go wide and let me through. Well, that wasn't very smart, was it, Tsunoda? Now, is it cringe if I let Tsunoda back past? Oh, looks like I don't really have a choice. Okay. Oh! Okay, yeah, oh! Whoa! 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 Relax, bro! I promise I genuinely didn't do that to let Tsunoda by. My car is dead. What the shit? Whoa! 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 Car, relax! Holy moly! Right, well, that worked out perfectly. Honestly, I was actually going to let him by at the finish line, but he did it himself because my car just started not working. I think my tyres went off a little bit. I genuinely did not mean to, like, let him by there. My car just stopped. I think I tried to get a bit too confident on the throttle pedal, but at the end of the day, it's P1 for Tsunoda. I think that's his first win in anything this season. In quali, sprints and races, that's his first W, so fair enough. I'm P2, which is great. And so when we look at the updated standings, Tsunoda is now ahead of Iwasa. Because I believe Iwasa didn't even score points. No, he didn't. He got 1 point. And he is only 4 points off George Russell now. And also, he's only 22 points off Sergio Perez. Now, Perez, I will say, has stepped up his performances lately. So that might be a bit too much out of, like, gone. But to be fair, there is still a whole Grand Prix. There's another sprint weekend and 2 more race weekends. So there is definitely enough time and enough races for Tsunoda to secure a P2 in this Drivers' Championship. But what's crucial is when we look at the Constructors, we now have a 171 point lead, which means if we just score like 2 more points than Mercedes, we will win the Constructors' Championship. Let's head to race day. Come on! And here we are on Sunday, and it is a beautiful, sunshine, dry afternoon. What a time to be alive. I love that. I mean, honestly, that race, just that sprint race was one of the more fun races I've ever done. The slicks in the wet, it was great. However, I'm looking to drive fast, and for me to drive fast, I need to be in desert dry conditions, and that's what we have. So, it's a 1-2 for the Foot Crim F1 team for the first time ever. What I actually like is, you can look at the times there. I mean, what are these times at the bottom? If it's qualifying times, it showed that I was 27 milliseconds faster than Tsunoda, but I'm starting behind him. That's just really stupid. I'm glad that they are finally changing it for F1 24. As always, we're going to be doing a soft-medium strategy. However, today I'm actually going to do something a bit different. I'm actually going to run a medium, how do I do it? A medium soft. Now, this is also a part of the team game. My plan is to once again let Sonoda scorch off on the softs, if he is on the softs that is, and then try and keep everyone else behind to build a gap so that we can either, you know, go for a double stack or just help Sonoda out in general. Because if Sonoda wins this race, that not only just in general secures the constructors, that boosts him up to P3 in the drivers and well on his way to P2. So this is crucial for Sonoda, and it's my job to do a Kevin Magnussen and terrorize everyone else and keep them behind. So I'm ready, let's go. And Sonoda is on the softs, and so is everyone else around me. And like I said, we need a good start from Sonoda. Go! It's another good start from both of the Foot Crew F1 team cars. But we can see Carlos Sainz getting in the mixture. There's a bit of contact between me and him. Now, I don't really have the grip to fight, but I am going to try. We continue to go wheel to wheel. And I just can't fight that, unfortunately. So I am going to lose out on a place off the start. But of course, I am on this medium tyre. So if I can just keep consistent and keep my lap times decent, this should play all back into my favour at the end of this race. But yeah, that ain't good. My main objective here is to try and just stay within DRS. And we have a yellow flag already. Someone at the back is blowing up. And Anon, I've got really good straight line speed here today. Could I go for a dive bomb? Dive bomb inbound. Oh, not quite. A little bit of contact. Sorry, Sainz, that's my bad. That's actually good, though. I know that my straight line speed is very strong. Right, so Sonoda's already near enough built that 1 second gap that he needs to over Sainz. And all I'm going to do is try and stick with Sainz over the next couple laps and then try and get a move done with DRS. But of course, being on the mediums and everyone else on the softs, and I literally mean everyone, that is no easy feat. And you can see just through Sector 1, that ain't just also the mediums, that's me running higher downforce, lower downforce than everyone else. On the plus side, I should gain about 3 tenths down this straight just by my straight line speed. Let's see. So the gap is 0.5, and yeah, that's going down a lot. That's going to be like 0.3 by the end of this straight. That's really good. So the plan is hopefully by the end of this lap and going into the straight on lap 3, Sonoda would have built a 1 second gap to Sainz, and so I can go for a full assault on him with DRS and then try and get a move done. Fastest lap for Sonoda, 1:32.3. I'm only a tenth behind that, so honestly, although I'm on the mediums, the pace is strong. Like, it's really strong. As Sainz goes a little bit icky-wicky through that corner. That's a new terminology. Someone write that down. Icky. That sounds like something that just came out of TikTok. My bad. Oh, got a bit wide. Right, I need to be within DRS of Sainz here. I am 0.4. If I get the braking right, which I have to an extent, I've got DRS, but does Sainz? Come on, please don't. If he doesn't, he's finished. And he doesn't. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Way! Goodbye! Sainz, you have been mugged. Nice work, we're up to a Foot Crew F1 team, 1-2 once again. That is gorgeous stuff, it really... Now, there is a high probability that I can't pull away, because, you know, the tyre diff. But my only real threat should be the straights, and hopefully my straight line speed might be enough to defend, although I'm not too sure, and I am really struggling around that... Although when I say struggling, I mean I'm trying to drive too fast around here as well. Right, the gap to Sainz going down the straight is going to be 0.6. And now if I just stay over here and avoid this slipstream and get my ERS down to about there, I think I've got that held off, and I do. Lovely stuff. I just need to keep doing that all the way until I'm pitting, which ain't until lap 11. So not even halfway through my stint yet, but... The early signs are good. The pace is extremely strong. The wear is surprisingly low, only at 10% right now through 3.5 lap. Sonoda's clearing off. He's got a gap of 1.7. That's always a good thing. Once again, I go wide through there. I really need to stop doing that. It's not very fair. Once again, the gap is about 0.6, 0.7, so I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to avoid the slipstream, get my ERS down to there, and that's another lap where I'm under literally no threat at all. The gap is still 0.6, even with DRS. Sainz only caught me by 1/10 down the straight there. That is huge. Gap to Tsunoda is remaining at about 1.7, 1.8, which is fine. It is a gap, and it's, you know, that should cover him off for a pit stop now, as in, he shouldn't be under much threat from an undercut or overcut, although realistically, it's an AI. The AI don't change strategy, so if Tsunoda and Sainz pit on the same lap, Tsunoda should be good here. He's now got that gap up to 2.1. Come on, Tsunoda, get out of here. As George Russell is going for a move on Carlos Sainz, that's very brave from George Russell. Doesn't really mean anything for the Constructors' Championship, of course, because we're 1 and 2 right now. However, it's big for the drivers. I mean, Tsunoda's still going to outscore him by a lot, but that will cement Russell's place in P4, and he does get that move done. Russell is now my biggest threat, and he ain't playing about. He's started to struggle through the first sector a little. And we have a yellow flag, and it's somewhere behind. Who is it going to be? I think it's one of the Aston Martins. Now I need to try and avoid the slipstream of Russell, doing a bit of weaving. That'll do. Position maintained, and we are... It's actually going to be Lando Norris. I told you it was an Aston, and we have a VSC. That's one of the first VSCs or safety cars or red flags that we've had this entire season. Now, what I am going to do is I'm still going to stick to the Delta, but I'm going to try and build Tsunoda even more of a gap, which I am allowed to do to an extent. At some point it is illegal. We saw that with Bottas in Saudi Arabia 2021. But I'm going to just, you know, hang back a little bit, stay around the half a second away from the Delta kind of thing. Just give him a few extra temps. VSC ending, so we can sort of give it full throttle now, and we should be good. Yeah, there we go. That's a really nice exit from that safety car as well. I've managed to build a very nice gap to Russell through there. He'll undoubtedly catch back up through Sector 1 because I'm so weak through here with my lack of downforce. But then it all comes back to me down the straight, so it literally means nothing. And of course, because it was a VSC, I've now got a full ERS tank to play with as well. What a tremendous W. Unfortunately, the gap to Tsunoda hasn't extended quite as much as I thought. I was hoping for maybe to get into the 3-second area, but 2.5 is still a lot, to be fair. Right, I don't know exactly what's happened behind, but the gap to Russell is only 3 temps right now. I'm going to try and get a decent exit, which I have. And then the gap to Piastri is extended to 2.1, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but I should be able to defend from Russell very easily until I need to stop. This is all working perfect. Russell's getting a bit too close for comfort here. He is actually going to go for a move. I'm going to brake later than him. I might go off a little bit, but I am... Oh, shit. Oh, big shit. Oh, big double, triple shit. Right, I don't even... Whoa! Hang on. I can't speak yet. We're still going wheel to wheel. Gotta give him room. Much better exit from me. Bye, Russell. Oh, no. Oh, I've gone off. Oh, bollock. Okay, Russell pits anyway, but I've lost a stupid amount of time because of that. Oh, no. I was about to say, was me going off and then still fighting for the position, is that even legal? And I don't think it is, but it all worked out anyway because Russell overtook me. It's just a shame that he then went on to pit because that's sort of ruined me a little bit now. I've lost considerable time. I've lost about a second in the race. Piastri's right up my arse. I don't think he'll have DRS. Okay, no, it won't. Big W. At least the gap to Tsunoda's increased. That's the only good part about that. Right, so Tsunoda's going to go into the pits a lap after Russell. So let's see what happens there. Piastri actually stays out as well. So Piastri is going to be pitting on the same lap as me. And let's see. Will Tsunoda come out ahead of George Russell? And Tsunoda, no, Tsunoda. Oh, Tsunoda, actually, that's fine. Okay, never mind. I was going to say Tsunoda on the hards is a big issue, but everyone else is on the hards as well. That's actually a big positive for me. That means I'm going to be coming out on the soft tyres. And I'm going to be, wow, I'm going to be so much quicker than everyone else. Right, it's time for me to come into the pits, as is Oscar Pastry. So Sonoda is, of course, going to come out ahead. But Russell has got that gap down to 14 seconds. He is going to blitz past me. He's going to be about 6 to 7 seconds ahead of me coming out of this stop. Only good news is, I'm on the softs. Bad news is, Russell's on the medium, Sonoda on the hards, Russell's... And oh no! I actually come out behind Oscar Piastri! What a shit day! Don't worry, I have the tyre advantage now for at least about 4 to 5 laps, and it starts swinging in the other geezer's favour. So, this should be a relatively easy move. All I need to do is get within DRS and then just blitz past him. And being on the soft tyres, getting within DRS shouldn't be the most difficult task in the world. Right, come on, Oscar Pastry, you're done for. And then it's the chase to Russell to try and help my teammate, because he is struggling against Russell now. They are fighting wheel to wheel. Will Sonoda be able to hold on? I don't think he has. Sonoda has lost. No, he has. I'm blind. So Sonoda holds on to P1, but not by a lot. And now it's time for me to focus up and try and catch them two. Get past Russell and then hold him off and get Sonoda this win. Come on! Right, I see this Russell and Sonoda battle again. You can see Russell's little blip in the bottom left. You can also see him up front as well. Will Russell go for a move on Sonoda? He doesn't, so Sonoda does manage to hold off for another lap. But, I mean, Sonoda on the hards, Russell on the mediums, this is a big issue. This is also crucial for the Drivers' Championship, so I really need to get in the mixture, although I am catching by about 2 seconds a lap. So, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 laps, I'm right there. Right, here goes Russell. He's going to go for a move on Sonoda, and it is looking like he's going to get that move done. Although Sonoda is fighting, he does have the inside line, but all this does, it helps me get right back in the mixture with the boys. And of course, the main target here is to somehow, and they are still going, David Croft would be losing his shit. Sonoda gets back ahead, but Russell has the inside line, and Sonoda retakes P1. Come on, Sonoda! That's the kind of shit we want to see from you. That's world class from you. Well done, son. Absolute. And now I'm right in the mixture. Hello, boys. Did you miss me? Well, Russell, I'd love to go for a dive bomb on you, but unfortunately you're going for a dive bomb on Sonoda. However, we can make it 3 wide. That isn't going to work. Now, well, big slide from me. Oh, no. Right, this is going to be tricky. Right, so Sonoda, you need to stay with Russell, get the DRS, overtake Russell, and then I also overtake Russell, although my tyres are going to start going off pretty soon, meaning I'll start losing the advantage in pace. I need to get this done now, but Sonoda is losing considerable time to Russell. This is a big issue! Oh, but Russell's gone wide. Oh, this is a problem. Alright, come on, Sonoda, flat out. Both of... Right, let's just get past Sonoda, and then we can focus on Russell, and then try and just hold Russell back and allow Sonoda to get the both of us. Sonoda, stop. It's really not worth it. I guarantee you, mate, it's not worth it. I'm trying to help you here. We only have 5 laps left. My tyres are going to start going off. Russell is seriously cooking on these medium tyres, but what do you expect? He's on mediums and Sonoda's on hards. Again, a horrible strategy by the Foot Crim F1 team on Sonoda's side of the gap. Alright, come on, DRS, ERS, Slipstream. Please let this be enough. Come on. Please. Yes. Yes, this is close enough. This is very close enough. Hi, Russell. I'm going for it. Down the inside. Oh, that's got a bit wrong. No, that's gone actually exceptionally well. I have managed to get the place on George Russell, which is more of a consolation, really. I mean, I'm trying to help Sonoda in this situation. Realistically, I can't really do it because Sonoda's horribly slow. I suppose what I could try and do, actually, is through Sector 1, which is, of course, extremely difficult to overtake. I could sort of hold Russell back a little bit, get Sonoda in the mixture, and then continue to hold Russell back. Let's try that. This ain't over yet, though. I will get Sonoda either in P2 or the win. That is a... And I'll do everything in my power to make that happen. Right, this is what I mean. So right here, just go a little bit slower. Don't let Russell pass, because there's nowhere to get past. I'm saving my tyres, lads. That's what's going on here. I'm saving my tyres. And there you go. Tsunoda. Oh, shit. Tsunoda now right back in the mixture. As is Oscar Pastry. So now I can try and clear off a little bit. And hopefully, if I cover off Russell even more and get a really slow run through here and then get a great exit, I might not be able to defend Russell through the straight, but what I can do is try and cover him off, and hopefully Tsunoda can go through. I'm actually going to give Russell the inside here for some reason. There's no real reason to that. Oh, and I've gone off again. I'm so shit at this. Continuing to hold Russell. That's not what I wanted to do, but this. Go on, Tsunoda, do him! Do him! Do him! Are we free? We're free wide. And I haven't got DRS. Come on, Tsunoda, you got this. Go on, Tsunoda. Do him! Get him! Yes! No! What is happening? Yes! And I can slip up the inside of Russell. Let's go! Oh, it's not done yet. He's still fighting. Oh, yeah, get out of here, Russell. Ha 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 ha! Come on! That has worked out beautifully. That was the most strangest and oddest turn of events and a bit dodgy, but at the end of the day, I'm in P2, Tsunoda's back in P1, and now I've just all I need is Tsunoda's DRS, and we can do this. Holy shit. That was extremely dodgy though. I mean, to be fair, I didn't really play a big role in that, because at the end of the day, Russell outbraked himself, and so did Tsunoda, and I just sort of drove into the back of them. That was a good move by me down the inside though, very opportunistic. And there it is. Let's bring this home. Let's get this Constructors, and what a better way to win the Constructors in a 1-2 finish here in Texas. But it ain't over yet, of course. We still have this, and then another 2 laps on. But I'm struggling to see a way that we lose this, because I'm going to have DRS. And alright, penultimate lap of this race. We can do this. My tyres are very bad now, like horrible. On the plus side though, Tsunoda isn't getting away very much, and I've got loads of ERS to spare. Oh, my straight line speed is very good. Ooh, that was scary. I thought I was going to outbrake myself and go off again. But I have managed to defend from Russell very, very easily. He didn't even put up a challenge there. And now we are getting around the final sector to begin the final lap of this race. And this is big. Honestly, if Tsunoda can pick up the pace just a diddy bit more, and I can pull a second on Russell, there's a decent chance that Piastri can get Russell, and that gives Tsunoda even more points in the Drivers' Championship over Russell. Of course, at the end of this race, Russell will drop behind Tsunoda by 10, but, you know, even extra points, that'd be nice, but who cares about that? What matters at the moment is this is the final lap of the race. Tsunoda in P1, me in P2, and our Constructors' rivals, Mercedes in P3, but it ain't enough. Even if Russell won today, and me and Tsunoda finished 2nd and 3rd, we would have won anyway. That's how easy this was for us. And of course it ain't, but all I need to do is do exactly this. Stay within a second of Yuki Tsunoda. Get round this corner, get a decent enough exit, and then just use the DRS. I'm going to stay away from Tsunoda's slipstream so I don't catch up by too much, but you can see Russell can't even get close, do you know what I mean? And then brake a little bit early so I don't go into the arse of Tsunoda. And now we can begin the final sector of what's been a very stressful Grand Prix. I'm going to try and work out ways to help my teammate out, but at the end, also, Tsunoda as well. He was struggling on the hards for the first couple laps, but he's been excellent this weekend. He truly has. Proper on form, and there he goes. He's going to make his way around the final 2 corners of this race. And Tsunoda, against the odds, I mean, I sort of let him win a little bit, yes. but he comes across the line. He wins. I'm P2.
Top job, mate. Top
And where's the radio?
Yes, I was a bit worried about
Well, we didn't win apparently, but also, Foot Crib F1 team 1-2 finish. What a time to be alive. That is the first ever 1-2 finish in this entire series. Unreal. And there he is, Yuki Tsunoda. What an absolute legend. And this is going to be really cool, actually. There's me, there's him, Foot Crib F1 team 1-2. Unreal. Wait, hang on, no, I'm sorry, I was going to do my fancy outro where I show the standings during the podium animation, but I genuinely have to work this out. Right, so, there's 3 Grand Prix left, one of them is a sprint race, I believe, so you get 44 points is the maximum you get from a race, so 44 times 3 is 132, right? That's the maximum points that Mercedes can score over the next 3 races. Add in another 15 points because of the sprint race. So that's 147 points. We have a 200-point gap. How is that not enough? Am I missing something? But anyway, here's the final finishing order. Tsunoda, P1 on the grid, P1 in the race. Missed out on fastest lap, but at least I got it, so that's, you know, maximum points for the Foot Crib F1 team. We did get that 44. George Russell P3 and Oscar Piastri in P4. Good race by Verstappen, P13 to P5. And when we look at the drivers, this is crucial. Tsunoda is now up to P4. Sorry, he's up to P3, and he has a 3-point gap to Sergio Perez because Sergio Perez failed to score, but that's a lie. He got 6 points, never mind. But look at that. That means over the next 3 Grand Prix weekends, all Tsunoda has to do is outscore Perez by 3 and continuously beat the likes of Russell and Iwasa. What a great day. What a great race. I'm actually very confused. Oh, yeah, I told you. I knew we did. We did take the Constructors' Championship in Season 5 of My Team Career Mode. Come on! We are the champions, my friends. Boom, boom. Wow, I'm surprised that the commentators or even my radio engineer didn't say a single thing about me winning the Constructors, or I say me, us, winning the Constructors, but there it is. Wow. Constructors Champions after 5 seasons. What a time to be alive. So that's going to be all from me today. Bit of a long episode, but probably the most exciting race and episode of this entire season, and maybe even of this entire series. So, big dub. I'll be back tomorrow for more My Team Career Mode. We are approaching the final episodes of My Team Career Mode on F1 23. So see you then. Thanks for watching, and bye.